What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, ESPARZA, thanking you for sticking around. We've got a hell of a show. You don't want to go anywhere. This is the official PGF post show. And coming up tonight, we've got Sergio Ardilla, Mike John, and Jet Thompson. Ladies and gents, you don't want to miss it. Welcome to the official PGF post show. What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, ESPARZA. We have a hell of a show. Let's not waste any time. Let's bring on our guest because he's just right over that way, this way. Ladies and gents, we're going to bring on somebody who has roared back to the competition, a good friend, a longtime friend of the show, Mike John. Mike, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well, Mr. ESPARZA. Thank you so much.
So listen, brother, it has not been a fun time in the injury world, I know. I'm going to move you up, and I want you to sit with your full posture. Because right now, listen, brother, you got to stand tall. You got to sit up tall because you came back roaring back with your patented attack, a guillotine. And in the guillotine, it wasn't even the submission that we were thinking it was. You ended up breaking Jordan Wirth's rib.
Right.
And to me, I know you're good, but the pressure I was expecting was to come from the neck. So tell us through what was going through your mind and what was the emotions when that happened, sir.
I mean, I kind of felt it right after he tapped. Like, it felt like just something shifted. I felt it like on my right hamstring. I feel something kind of shift around. It's not something that normally happens, but I guess it can happen, because we're crunching pretty hard to the left. And your hips stay in place. Your head moves somewhere it shouldn't, and maybe your ribs popped. But it was just, man, that was a pretty high emotion match because he tapped me like 3 weeks earlier. And like, I was almost afraid to go to the guillotine because it's like the last time it didn't work, right? So I was like, do I do this again? I watched it a couple times. I had a couple of adjustments I was going to try and make. And I'm glad it worked out well. I'm glad I made the right call there because I was almost like, man, do I try and like break the leg that Christos went on a couple weeks ago? Because that seems like a pretty safe call too. But as we were rolling, naturally I just found the head and everything else kind of just worked out really well.
And that is more attuned to what your game normally is. The hard part is sometimes you wonder if you pull the trigger because you got caught the same way.
Yeah. I was almost afraid. I was driving here just like, okay, do I do the same thing because it failed me last time? But it's like, well, like if you have a good guillotine, let's see if you were the guy you say you are. Let's see if we can finish this. So it was a good reinforcement.
It just took a second because when I saw you going for this guillotine, I just thought, oh, well, deja vu.
Yeah.
You found your way back there, but this time you kept your balance and such good pressure that as a result of that. And I know that you and Jordan, you had this reverse of roles because when he ended up tapping you, he had this look like, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then reverse-wise, you realize like you want to get this tap, you want to get that one back, but you for sure don't want to bring him out of the competition.
You never want to hurt your friends, right? Like, yeah, for sure, this is a game about getting kills and trying to solve the puzzle that each person kind of presents itself, but you never actually want to hurt your friends. Especially, I've known Jordan for years, almost like 10 years at this point. That was our third match with each other, so it's just you never want to hurt anybody. And then also, we're getting paid for this. If you get hurt, you're in the injury reserve, and then it's just like, where do you go from there? And it's just, you put him in a weird spot because now he's got to be out for 3 games or 3 matches minimum, right? So he's going to lose 2 matches tonight and 1 next week. So he's only really going to, I don't know. It's sad. It's
right.
Yeah.
Right. However, having said that, he was an injured reserve who came in and became kind of a member of 2 different teams. So he's had more matches than some other injured reserve folks, but we wish him a speedy recovery. The one thing I can say that I saw that made me feel a little bit better because I get nervous for you guys is I'm pretty sure I saw him with drink in hand.
I think I saw that too.
Okay.
I think a lot of the guys are taking advantage of the open bar here.
They are, but I saw him like holding, like he had an ice pack there and was just like, okay, for sure, but was still like, and I go, well, I think he's okay.
It seems like he's in good spirits. I'm sure it'll hurt worse tomorrow, but as of right now, it seems like he's doing it okay, and it's just. That's good, right? I mean, as long as you're mentally happy, you went out there. It's nothing bad. I didn't try to do that to him. He knows that,
Yeah,
So
yeah. And again, it's a great sportsman moment. You mentioned having to sit out. There's where confusion lied. While I watched last week's behind-the-scenes documentary, you had mentioned it was a team decision to actually sit you out.
Yeah.
What was your feeling when you were ready to come back in and they were sitting you out?
Man, that is a good one, right? So initially, like most athletes, sometimes I have a hard time seeing the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Coach, I'm ready, put me in. And he's like, all right, for sure. And then we go through a couple team practices, and I do notice a difference between how I was training last week compared to this week, just in terms of intensity, in terms of what I can do with my legs. So Andy kind of made the call to bench me, which, not gonna lie, I was kind of heated at first. I was like, it's kind of, I don't really like being benched unless it's my call, But I think he was right. I think he made the right call there, just because then I had another week to heal up, not go through a gauntlet. Coming back this week a lot stronger, a lot better. My leg pummeling feels so much better. So at first, I didn't like it at all.
He needs more testosterone. Testosterone 2.0.
Testosterone. So you're pointing this at you. What
yes. He needs more testosterone. He's the man, but he needs more testosterone.
Maybe
meaner, aggressive.
Can I just say this? The shirt. Coach Casey called this very fancy negligee that you were wearing here. What did you have to say to Coach Casey after he said that to you, sir?
I pull most girls out of this whole building.
Hey, this dude is like Prince. He may look like this, but they going home with him a little bit later. So I'm just saying.
I could literally close my eyes and just pull the most amount of bitches in this whole building. So I don't care what it doesn't matter.
By the way, this is my favorite.
Way, I want Mike John to fucking get some fucking kills.
Hey, but he got one today, right?
Yeah, one.
One.
I need 3.
But are you guys not in first place?
I don't give a fuck what place you're in. This is for him.
This is for him. Okay.
This is for him. I don't give a fuck about if I win.
I don't think that's true. I think you do give a fuck if you win. But
I do.
But for today, we're in a good place.
But like for their personal experience, I think they deserve for them the most important. Like they deserve for them.
I mean,
so
listen.
It's like someone's pushing you out of bounds. Like, bitch, fuck no. You're not pushing me out of bounds. I'm pushing you out of bounds.
I mean,
that type of shit.
Here's the good news. You're a game competitor, so you've been there and you know what it takes to actually make these things happen. And the good news is the team's winning. And a couple more kills, I think you could easily change the fate of how things go next week, sir. So nothing is out of the realm of possibility. But, Andy, I'm going to let you get back to partying, my man. Please, enjoy your night.
Get me out of here because I'll fuck everything.
But no. I know what I'm doing. I'm cutting this man off. Hey, this dude's cut off. We're done. But next time I get to go drink with this dude because he looks like he has a very don't do that to the camera. Oh my goodness. Sir, this is a family-friendly show. I just want to make sure we're good here. Woo!
He hijacked. That was pretty funny.
He did. But listen,
oh my God.
Brother, what are you grabbing there? We don't need to see any part of that. All right. So here's the good news.
That was good. Think that'll viral?
I'm taking a few moments to make sure we're clean here.
Let's collect our thoughts.
Let's just say this, guys. Feel better about your alcohol intake and tolerance because you saw what it's like when you're too skinny and it goes to your head. We love you, Andy Varela, but that dude be a lightweight in the drinking arts.
I think he's been here for like 6 hours in all fairness.
He has been here for 6 hours. However, I think it's the shots that have caught up to him. Anyway, we're getting back to you, sir. So he brings up some good points in his inebriation. But one thing that he brought up was that, yes, he is looking for the best of his team, but now he really wants the best for you. So that's got to be a good place to take it from last week where you felt like, damn, he's not looking out for you, but for the team.
Yeah.
But now that the team is at a good place and you're back on the roster, that's an amazing feeling. But I want to return to where I wanted to go initially before we got hijacked. Last week, you still ended up going. So even though they were like, hey, we're going to bench you.
That is true.
You then showed up. And there was a little bit of an issue I had. But I want you to first tell me what it felt like when they said, hey, Mike, we need you to go in.
I mean, I always bring all my gear to most tournaments I go to just in case.
Okay.
You know, you never know, Raph, right? Like,
you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Cyborg could be there, needs an opponent, right? And it's like, obviously, I don't hope that. But last week, I brought all my gear. And then it was like one of those things, am I going to go? Am I not going to go? Okay, third block's coming up. Probably not going to go. Put my gear in my car. Went to go chill. And Brady comes up to me and goes, yo, Mike Sean, my back's really hurting. And I was like, no worries, big guy, you got this. Tomorrow I'll be the real test, And he's like, and like I didn't pick up on it. I'm so stupid. I didn't pick up on it. And then like 10 minutes later, Andy's like, hey man, you're in. I'm like, huh? He's like, you're in. I'm like, what the fuck? I have Coach Casey calling me, yo, you're in. Get your shit. I'm like, uh-oh. So I think I had like 4 chocolate coconuts, 3 brownies. I was not ready,
Okay.
despite.
It was the brownies
Yeah.
that you started coming up to me, and you were like, I didn't know what was going to go in. I was eating brownies.
I know,
that was
I know.
so bad. And I go, bro, you're on call.
Bruh.
You can't just be eating brownies, sir.
It was one of those things like I feel like they took me out because I thought I was too broken to compete. That's literally what I thought. I was like,
Right.
all right, well, whatever, I'm chilling then. I was on the couch. I was drinking coconut water. I was eating brownies. I was shouting absurd things.
Did you take advantage of the bar, though?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not much of a drinker, if I'm to be honest.
Okay, which is fine.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that because you look like a lightweight as well.
If I'm honest, I'm the exact opposite person when I drink, and I don't like when that happens.
Really?
Yeah, I'm such a mean, sarcastic.
Really?
Yeah,
But that's how you are to me in real life without drinking.
But there's a little bit of fun, and there's a little bit like I
Is
would never go too far with it, in my opinion.
But
right?
if you're drinking-
but if there's drinking, there's just not a lot of regard for that kind of stuff. So
That's perfectly fair. I think people need to know their limits.
Yeah.
As long as you're a fun drunk and responsible, it's usually okay.
I'm fun. I'm not responsible.
Uh-oh, yeah. All right, good to know. But having said that, I run into you, and the amount of sympathy that I had for you when you go, but I'm fat now.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, shut the fuck up, bro. You went from being like, I wish they would play me to like, but I'm fat. No, leave me alone.
Different mindset.
And then I thought, all right, well, we're going to see what you're like. And I knew you would be in a good place this week because last week you looked in a very, very good place when you came back in. Like, you looked where I was confident you could come back and make a difference again.
I felt good against Matt Mash. I actually had a match against Matt Mash last year at a WNO qualifier. And I think 8 minutes in, I think he armbarred me. So I was kind of like, oh my God, I got to get this back a little bit. 6 minutes, I mean, I say that, but I think it's be hard to submit me in 6 minutes, I'm not, unless you're Anthony Molina, unfortunately. But I just knew I just had to keep up the pace with him.
Yeah.
Like he's super tough. He's super explosive. I feel like his style is kind of more meant for like MMA, combat jiu-jitsu, if I had to be honest with you. But I just knew I just had to just keep my frames in and I'll be okay.
He's just mean and nasty with his game, and yet I don't see you back down. And then you had another match with him today.
Yeah, and
so I thought that was kind of wild. Like, what was going through your head when you said, "Oh, I gotta do this again now"?
I tried to steal a page out of Molina's book with the single leg X to Ashi, but I just couldn't get it off a little bit. I was kind of working that a little bit last week, but I had more confidence. I'm like, okay, this fool couldn't tap me when I had 4 chocolate coconuts and 4 brownies. Was not ready, and I was like, okay, this week I had my eggs and my ground beef. I had my coconut water, but no chocolate, just the organic one.
Good.
Lightly, like a couple hours ago, I might add. And then I was feeling better overall, just mentally and everything. I just feel really good, So I was like, okay, I just got to find a way to get on the neck. He actually blasted me in the opening 10 seconds last week, and I was ready for it this week. Never happened, So he's probably smart.
I mean, the best laid plans, sir. It is difficult because he is a tricky guy, and he puts on a good pace. What I liked was you did that, but you started the day with that mounted guillotine. You went into that. The end of the day, not where we want to be, but next week you have a chance to do it all over again. We will see you back here next week, correct?
I'll be there next week. Yeah, it's. I think I told you earlier. It's weird, right? For like breaks, because like you don't want to be like a huge sissy and like tap early to a break. But then again, you see where you wait too long and you get catastrophically broken. Sorry, Noah. But it just happens and you're out for the whole season. So it's just like, what do? You just got to be smart. I think I tapped at the exact right time. I think it's just a little bit of torque, a little bit of stress on the knee, but I'll be back next week. So good to go.
Good to hear because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know how many reserves we have left. And also, I just have to ask this because this is the first time this has really ever come up, especially now with injured reserves. Next week, you'll be back. But was there a moment when you got nervous about your place? Because before, you just were a part of the crew. You're a part of the team.
Yeah.
Now that you had some of these guys who are as good as they are, was there ever a doubt like, oh, man, they might try to replace me?
Yeah, 100%, right? Like the issue, like there's a couple guys in the house who have that issue. Jordan, too, not even in the house, but like the best player is going to play.
Yeah.
And that's all. In every sport, that's all that really matters. So it's like, that's why I was itching to get out there so quickly, so I could guarantee my spot on the team. But luckily, Andy was like, "Listen, bro, I have until Friday to make a decision. After Friday, if you're still in the IR, you go to the free agency. I promise that won't happen." And I was like, "All right, for sure. You're telling me like that? I trust you.
And hey, that's some good faith between you and the coach because not everybody had that. Some people were a little bit up in the air. And I was waiting on Monday to get the word so that we could even go on air and say, here's what's happening. And I was still nervously waiting. So
actually, I got a call from Brandon, I think like last Tuesday. And he's like, "Hey, Mike, how do you feel?" I'm like, "Good." He's like, "Do you want to compete?" And I was like, "Yeah, obviously." And he's like, "Well, do you want to like kind of like force yourself in the free agency?" He's like, "I guarantee someone will pick you up in like a day. You can compete tomorrow." And I was like, man, I almost wanted to, but it's like, nah, just trust the process, trust your team. Like, let's not forget there's a team prize, there's stem cells, the allure of winning the event. So it's just like, I think I made the right call, just kind of sitting out and trusting my team.
Okay. I don't want to put too much in your head, but like 11th, 12th-ish place, you're right on the bubble. Okay. So what are you predicting for week 5, sir?
I got to look at my matchups. I do have Anthony Gojani, and I did get like an RNC on with the qualifiers a couple months ago. But he was standing with me. I'm not sure he does that again. So I'm looking for a kill off him. That's 7 points. That puts me somewhere near the top 8, right? Then I have Dominic Mahee. My God, isn't that a test? I had a match with him a long time ago. I'm sure he's massively different since then. So that one I might have to play a little smart, to make sure I don't give up points for my team and don't give him points at all in general kind of thing. So I'm curious about that. But, hey, maybe I just walk through everything and just do my best to just guillotine. I watched a match with him and Keith Tukorian for Polaris, and Keith did an amazing job of diving over the guard in the front headlocks and kind of keep him in that like inverted north-south kind of for headlock game for a little bit. I think I can do that for 6 minutes. I just got to get a good warm-up. And then I'm not sure. Oh, my God. My last opponent is CJ Murdoch. If I had to be honest, he's probably my best friend in the house. Like he's my boy, like another, like if we were near each other, he'd be one of my good friends,
Bro, CJ came up to me. I told him I picked him on my fantasy team, and he was just like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't get you points." And I was like, "I haven't been disappointed in one of your matches.
Yeah, he's
like,
a gangster.
Win or lose, at being old at 36, this dude is holding it down in a way that I'm like, bro, these are quality ass matches you're going. Yeah. You hold your head up high, young man, and you fucking go out there. So I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of you. And I have to say, if that is where we are next week, I feel just come back, do your game, and let the cards fall where they may. But you look like you're well positioned with a good team right now, sir. So it might be a nail biter in terms of team events, but I feel like we'll be able to see some good work out of you left.
I think so too. Two matches I'm really comfortable with. One match I'm a little worried about, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, sir, talk to the people. That's your camera. Let them know where they can find you.
Ooh, so MikeJohn45, MyKEJAWN45 on Instagram. I'm at Tempe Orange. And I do want to say thank you to Grappling Growth Initiative. They got me a whole place to stay for the whole 5 weeks I'm here. You ever driven back and forth to Vegas once a week? Truly terrible. But with the Grappling Growth Initiative, not us. So thank you so much. And then obviously all my students, my mom, my grandma, my girlfriend, everybody, thank you so much. My students help me watch my dogs. I got 2 dogs that are fucking at home, and I have people wash them every day. So thank you so much. And thank you, PGF.
Appreciate you, sir. Hey, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our good friend, Mike John. So Speaking of good friends, please enjoy your night, sir. We're bringing on a longtime friend of the show, at least here for the PGF. This man is a menace. I'm happy to have him back. He has roared back, haters. He has roared back on the point system. And I know, you've been asking yourself, oh, is Jet Thompson not going to show up? Is your number one pick not going to put points on the board? Currently positioned very well on the points board, but not done yet. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. One Jet Thompson. Jet, how you feeling, brother?
Feeling pretty good about tonight.
Hey, as you should, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have been doing great work. Here's the weird part. We did some statistics, and we ran how many times you were in controlling positions, and it was very high. So it's not like you weren't winning these matches.
Yeah.
It's just we weren't getting points from you. And as a result, people start being like, I'm worried about Jet. I don't know what's going on. So what was going through your mind as people were starting to put out that maybe who didn't know your capabilities or who are unfamiliar with the scoring system here?
Yeah. Well, last week going into it, I was definitely like, dang, I got to get some points, you know?
Yeah.
And I think last week, but I'd only scored like 2 points off the DQ on week 2. But yeah, bro, I'm feeling on top of the world now. I was definitely like nervous walking in last week. This week I wasn't as nervous. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be on the playoffs now. I gotta get a few more. But I'm feeling great about it, and I think I'm gonna finish the season top 3 next week.
Okay. All right. So you're putting that out. You're letting people know that's how you're going to finish, because if you stay like this, you will be in the playoffs, which is a very familiar place with you. And then let's see how people do with a back take that they can't get out of in certain overtime rules. I'm not going to say anything more than that. I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit of some behind-the-scenes baseball. I went to go train with you guys last week.
Yes, sir.
I got to experience what that control is. It's very good. It is not a fun place to be. And he was not going competition speed at me, so I was looking at this like, oh, this is the misery people go through. Like, this is fun. And I was in awe of it. I took away one of your small details that I said, oh, I'm going to do this. Went back, started working on my guys on that, and I said, hey, I need you to have this thing. And then I showed them the video of you, because you had a back take. And I was so jealous / angry at you because you had that body lock last week. And then you almost broke dance into reversing your positioning. So you look like you were turning the way, and then you just reversed your position, and you had the back
with
take back again.
Officer Grimy?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was disgustingly cool, because I don't think my body works like that anymore. I'm in awe of it. How often are you hitting stuff like that? Because you're like glue on the back.
No, I hit that same back take on Matt Cox in the 185 main character bracket in November. But yeah, I mean, it's similar to the back take I've been doing, but instead of having the underhook, I have the overhook, and I'm inverting on the hip side, not the outside.
I mean, listen, I'm going to put it to you this way, dude. I'm in awe of it. You're going to be a back take hero for me. I'm going to try and just steal all your stuff. So get more ride time in there, sir. The only thing I will be a little bit angry about is Egghead has you in our fantasy league. So I'm torn. Like, I want you to do well, but I don't want Egg to do well. So if you ever see me like up at the booth as I'm doing graphics, you might see me kind of wince. Don't think I'm against you as a human being. I'm against Egg.
You're against Egg.
Just make it very clear, because it is very difficult when sometimes you're working on the fantasy leagues and you're just like, I really need these points, and I don't need him to score anything. But I hope he makes it to the playoffs. So anyway, I'm wishing you well. But as that's happening, did you pick up any of those naysayers, though? Because I know you mentally have a good place to be, and you've been here before. And people, they didn't know who you were in season 6, and they learned very quickly who you were. Now they have a better idea of who you were, and maybe there was a little bit of pressure in terms of saying, like, can he perform and can he do that? Did you register any of that at any point?
Yeah, I definitely walked into week 1 and 2 with a lot more pressure on me, and it's a lot different coming in. Didn't have much of a camp going into this. I fractured my collarbone in April. So I literally, a week and a half before I flew here, I got cleared to train. And I flew to Ohio, and I trained with Dante and Max for a week and a half, whipped me back into shape, and sent me out into PGF.
I remembered seeing people in the chat. This is my favorite thing that happens, by the way, is when people in the chat start saying, I've heard he's not been cleared. And I was like, I think I've heard you mind your own business. I'm like, I don't know that. And I go, and I don't, unless it's news and it's public.
Yeah.
I can't really confirm. So it usually has to come from you or the officials. So it has to come through that pipeline. Otherwise, let's say I went to go train with you last week and I have privileged knowledge. That's not stuff I can really report on. So when somebody's in the chat being like, oh, I heard this, and I go, you might know more than I do, but what are we doing here, fam? Let this kid just have his chance. Let's not put a target on his lower back or his knee or whatever's hurt.
Right.
So when they said the collarbone, I remembered being on air and going, maybe, I don't know. And they're just like, yeah, I heard he hasn't been training. And I go, I don't want to say that out loud more than just reading it and saying okay, sir, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
And
well,
then I
thank
saw you come back out here, and I was like, oh, F this kid. He's already back to normal. Like, I don't see any form of that injury. I want to ask about the team dynamics.
Mhm.
Getting to see you guys up close. We also got to get some food together. How were you feeling the day after with the spicy food? Because I was a little concerned about you, my friend.
I mean, it was rough. That grappling growth house bathroom, it gets some punishment, bro, and I was definitely part of that.
Because the stupid part to me was you gave me this look when you ordered your food. And I thought you were somebody, because you're so tough and so aggressive in jiu-jitsu and competitive, that I thought, oh, he can handle this. So you kind of gave me this like, yeah, and I go, yeah, you got that, bro. Yeah. You ordered, and on a 3 out of 5 spice scale, you started feeling it right away. And then as you were eating it, you looked at me like, hey, man, you kind of said I could handle this. And I go, no, don't put that on me, sir. I felt so bad. And I told my wife, and she goes, why did you do that to him? I was like, I thought he could do it. Oh, no. So you stormed through like a real champion, and you did end up eating.
I did eat all the curry.
All the curry. So mad respect to you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
But the reason I bring that up is getting to see you guys train and getting to see you up close at dinner, and then more importantly, seeing some of the videos. You look like the camaraderie between the New Hope Kings is very strong. So how do you define the kind of relationship you forged with these 4 other guys?
Man, we're like brothers now. It's crazy. Our team, I feel like it's definitely the team with the most tism, and I love it, bro. I think that's what they were going for when they were drafting us. So
you might not be wrong. Let's make sure that those of you who are offended by that, whatever, I don't care. But I should say this. You all have crazy personalities that mesh really well together. And I didn't know that was going to be the case, because when we were talking about it, I told you, I was like, you and Juan seem like such a chill level. Yeah. And the boys were like, nah, you don't know Jed as well. And I go, okay, fair. But then I looked over at Gojani and Ant, and I go, well, they're clearly crazy. And we all know that. So who have you bonded the most with out of the boys?
Man, I feel like both the Anthonys I've been. Yeah. I mean, the first 2 or 3 weeks I was here, I was driving Aunt Molina around. He didn't have a car, and we were both staying at the grappling growth house. But then Go Johnny's just super cool, bro. It's weird because it's like we're from all over the country, you know. So Go Johnny's like the New York guy, then we got the Miami guy with and then Dom's from California, then Juan's Colorado, and I'm Oklahoma. So it's definitely a blend of every different lifestyle you see in the country, and it's really cool to see between the guys.
And it's so weird because you have struck me as a person who is very because you're younger, perhaps. You came into season 6 with a mission. I don't know if the mission was to bond with people as much as being on the team.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I saw you fully immersed and having a blast and laughing. And you're doing all these videos where Gojani's like, I clearly caught him with this. And I go, oh my God. When you're laughing there, I go, I didn't expect to see this side of you guys like that. But it's looking really cool, and getting to see it up close. I had a deep appreciation. So credit to Kevin and Travis being there and really ushering in the first great franchise. And props to you guys, because they're the only team that has still remained from day one.
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, I think we were definitely the best team that was drafted. I have no doubt in my mind that the New Hope Kings, if the people that were drafted stay drafted and they didn't bring in all these alternates, I have no doubt that the New Hope Kings was the best team there.
Somebody proposed this, okay? And I don't need to necessarily make this a committal answer. This is not putting you to any contracts or anything. But somebody proposed, because now there's a franchise. They said, could there be legacy players, meaning you stay on the team? Is that something you would ever consider with the New Hope Kings? Because you are somebody who travels between very many different weight classes all over the place. Is that something you would entertain and get your agent on the line to say, let's make this deal happen?
That would be sick. Okay. Yeah, I would love to do that. I will say, I don't know if I'm going to do 155 again.
Thank God.
Yeah, if you're wanting me to do 155, you gotta pay me a lot of money, bro. I'm not coming back down here for cheap.
Listen, you've earned our respect for making it to 155. I just knew, thank God, they are only making you guys weigh in once. There was a part of the chat tonight, though, that was saying, like, I think they should weigh in multiple times. I'm like, you're trying to kill these boys. Like,
Yeah.
My God. So, Jet, next week, one more week. It's looking good, but nothing is ever solidified. What can you promise us for next week, the final week of action, sir?
I mean, I've gotten better every week I was here, so next week's the last week, so it'll be the best me possible.
I love it. And I think you've been pretty accurate on that. You've been steadily getting better. And I want to make it very clear that even though when you weren't getting points and you were having these dominant matches, you were really not putting in bad performances and bad matches. And it's so hard because I run the line of this. I don't like babying athletes, but I like being truthful to them. So when I see something like that, I'm like, it's just disappointing there's not points. But you should definitely be confident and proud of your performance, because I was like, dude, again, having experienced it, I was like, if people can't get out of your back take, like, you want to fight, man. I don't know how to tell people that. So you have a lot to be proud of. Well, sir, I wish you the best. Talk to the people, tell them where they can find you, and follow along with the antics of you and your newfound brothers who are absolutely batshit insane.
Yes, sir. So go follow me on Instagram at Jet Thompson BJJ. Go buy my instructional on BJJ Fanatics, ankles, and Aokis. And thank you to my family. Thank you to my teammates, my coaches, everybody who had a role and put me here today. And thank you to New Hope Kings, my teammates. Another thank you to Grappling Growth for setting me up in a house here for 5 weeks. I don't know how I could have done it without y'all. And thank you to the whole PGF crew for putting on this amazing event. It's my favorite event in jiu-jitsu. Like, it's not even close how much I enjoy PGF compared to everything else.
I feel the same way, brother. And congratulations to you. I look forward to seeing you back next week. Stay out of this man's back control. And also, you said there might be a new DVD coming out, a new instructional now from all this.
Yes, sir. Let me know if y'all want the Back Takes DVD.
You want it. Trust me, you want it. So if you're out there, book this man, get him some more money, and then cut me 10% for doing this endorsement. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Great to see you, sir. All right, we got one more guest here. We could not find Sergio. He probably was chasing an ambulance somewhere, but instead we got somebody who has more points than him. So take that, Sergio. We got somebody right now. Let me just do a little check here. Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop. Number crunch. Oh, wait. You got the number 3 in the league on points, but the number 1 in your hearts. The man, the guy who hears voices in his head. One, Landon Elmore. Landon, how you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Welcome back. I mean,
I'm happy to be back.
I'm glad you're back. I want to be honest with you. You've had a good couple of days. And for me, it's been fun to watch you, but you are doing a kind of run right now that is, I don't want to say it's unprecedented, because we've had good talent here.
Of course, yeah.
But it is unique in this realm, because you look like you're pleasing the audience, you're having a blast, and every time you win, you and Christos are just going back and forth with each other. And really, I almost think this is almost a point off between you and him, and only one break separates you guys. So how has it been like to do this with your brother continuously?
It's honestly like really cool that you get that like friendship like that. It honestly makes the whole tournament like 100 times better.
And you think about this, there are some teams where you don't have a brother like that. You're in competition with them. And I don't get that sense with you and him. I get this real good sense of like, damn, dude, like those guys really do love each other and want to see each other succeed.
We do. I mean, I've known him for ever since I came to Austin. He let me stay with him, so I know he's always got my back. I got his back. So we'll always support each other.
Well, he's number 1 right now.
He is.
And that is well, hold on. The only small thing that I have seen competitive-wise is I've seen you, I've seen Dom, and I have seen Christos be like, yes, wait.
Can I explain why me and Christos are competitive with points?
Please.
So we're living in the same house right now. And when we first came here, the agreement was whoever has the least points has to wash the dishes.
Really?
And it's always been me for these past 4 weeks. I'm always right behind him. So I'm stuck with the dishes for another week.
That's a good bet.
It is. He was like, look, when this starts, whoever has least points out of us has to do the dishes. I was like, fine. Because in my head, I was like, I'll probably be like number one. He'll be right below me. It was actually the opposite. So I was like, well, I'm doing the dishes.
But you were number one at multiple times.
I
It
was,
just
but
went
he
back and
overtook
forth.
me.
Did you ever consider yelling out the wrong advice? Like being like, oh no, cross Ashi. That's the right idea.
Honestly, yeah. I was like, I don't want to do the dishes again. Please.
However, this is interesting problems to have. Having said that, you and your team doing very well.
Mhm.
You've had some structural changes. You had some people come in and out, but
Yeah.
you guys have been consistent performers all the way through. Have you had a match that has been your favorite to watch that was not yours or Christos's?
I like watching. You're gonna laugh at me. I like watching Derek a lot. He's just a funny guy. I mostly like his post-match interviews just because they're so like interesting.
I'm with you
Like,
on that. Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
funny to watch. Who else? Obviously Hafa, but he's so exciting. I'm trying to think. I like Good Johnny. Good Johnny's my friend, so I'll say Good Johnny. Every time he does something good, I get super hyped for some reason because we're good friends. We hang out.
So why do you have this hesitancy to say Go Johnny? Is it just because of the persona that kind of exudes and that some of us who are here know the real person?
yeah, like I know not many people likes him like coming up to the season because he was being the heel or whatever, but he's actually a really nice guy. So I'm gonna sound funny being like, oh, I love Good Johnny when everyone's like, I hate that guy.
I mean, he's a sweetheart.
He's
It's
a good
just
guy. Yeah.
if you don't take it seriously, then he really is a lot of fun.
He is funny.
And I just tell people, I'm like, maybe sometimes they're just in their feels that they're not as funny as he is. Like a lot of people, when they think they're funny and they hear this guy being like, oh yeah, look at this guy over here. This dude looking in from a crazy spot. He's not Albanian, and he does that.
That's a good Anthony
Thank you, sir.
impression.
You know what it is? I did it to him last week. He no-sold it, but I was like, it's good. I
It's
know it
good.
is.
I promise you, it's good.
You just have to end the punchline with Albania, and you always have it
You're
down.
Anthony if you
That's it.
end with Albania.
But by the way, not for nothing, I don't know if you saw this, but your coach, Andy Varela, came and basically got in our faces here today.
Really?
No, but like in an adorable way.
Oh, in a
He's
funny
just
way.
like
Yeah.
lovable drunk right now.
Oh yeah.
So it's been great. But I have to tell you, one of my favorite moments has been watching you guys interact because he called you guys Kobe and Shaq. But
He did do that.
you guys have put up memes of somebody else. So do you feel like you're a different duo? Like, because I saw Christos putting up some folks from the Miami Heat.
He did do that.
Okay. Do you feel you're more aligned with the Heat or with Kobe and Shaq?
Yeah. Kobe and Shaq.
Okay, that's what I
I
thought
prefer
too.
more Kobe and Shaq.
That's
That was.
what I
I think Chris was using a photo he found, but I think the Kobe and Shaq is like very true.
Okay, let's talk about Christos for a second here, okay? His speech tonight, he was saying things. He was like, you guys doubted me when I was going for this money and this and
Oh, he
this.
was like, I was talking. I remember that.
And I was just like, bro, like, give it a rest. Just win more money bags. Having said that, on an incredible one, is the number one here today. But he's cutting this promo where he says, I know this game better than the rest of you.
Mhm.
Okay? So I thought after week one, we're going to create this video, but there was a moment where it looked like you were turning into Randy Orton because you were hearing voices in your head. So it was after you got the break and your like head
I
swinging
was
all
like,
around.
oh.
And I was like about to do the meme, but I go, I don't want to do it today because somebody got injured. And that's not as funny to me. We will make that video.
What happened?
But if you're Randy Orton, I think he is Triple H because he's been saying how much he knows this game. He's like, I know this game better than everybody. I'm like, well, now I'm going to start calling him the game.
The game.
Do you feel like that's a good
I
nickname
feel
for
that
him?
is a good nickname. I feel like that's his main thing to say every time he wins. He's like, I know the game. I know the game. I know the game. I'm like,
Wait.
I know you know the game, brother. You know it better than everyone.
But it's just like he is doing his stock promo of like,
Mm-hmm.
I know the game better than anybody. And I go, I know wrestlers.
It's
who
not
say
wrong.
this.
It's just funny.
He's undeniably good.
Yeah.
And it has been fun to watch you guys. How has the team camaraderie been? Because we got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes and we saw how you were saying how you guys have gelled. Christos was saying you guys have become like brothers over the time. Like, do you feel that same way behind the scenes when you guys are training like that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, went to hang out with Brady, met his dog Pepper. You know, like we've been hanging out. You know, Spencer's a great guy. Mike's a great guy. Derek too. I just got to know Derek. Derek's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like coming into the season, I didn't know any of these people personally, and now I feel like I could come to Vegas and have a home, and I have some friends to hang out with too. So I never felt that way before.
Good for you, man. And the weird part is because it's such an individual event,
Right.
you don't tend to feel this camaraderie. So I've been really happy for you guys finding what feels like camp friends that has a lot more stakes.
Yeah,
Where you go,
no,
oh,
you're
right.
kinda
You guys are actually becoming like actually sweetheart friends, and it's
Yeah.
been fun to watch. But let's get some drama in. Let's talk about drama right now.
Uh-oh.
Team Dollimer, how many points? Don't cheat.
If I had to say, with Derek, I think it's 97,
Mm-hmm. And then how many does the Alabama Twisters have?
94.
All of these kids are pretending not to know the score. This is what I want to give you some mess about. Because you guys go, oh, I think that puts me in first place. You know. Stop
I know,
pretending.
but I don't want to be like, I'm in first now. Like, I want to be
Why
like,
not?
I am.
Dude,
I
if
still
I
have
w-
personality to be that way. I don't know.
See, I think the real personality, Randy Orton, I think somewhere deep in there, I think it's there. We just haven't unleashed
Like,
it.
the voices in my head are telling me to
It's-
say
I'm-
that. And I'm
I'm
like,
a-
I can't say that.
But I've watched you guys go up and fade humility, and I just go, listen, all these dorks are trying to act, and I have very bad news for you guys. None of you are good actors. So when I see you go up there, and then Christos being like, I have to say, I think that actually, oh gosh, puts me at number one. And like, shut up.
Yeah, you know you're number one.
Boo. So if you guys see me up there when I'm doing graphics, you will hear a very distinct boo coming from me. And I hope that you guys can tell why I'm booing you. Not because of your work.
I'm trying to feign humility.
Ah, all right. One thing we shouldn't be feigning. Your love of Better Call Saul. We talked about this off air.
Yes.
So proud of you. I love this so much. How did you get into that show?
Okay, so I watched Breaking Bad, and I would tell Christos all the time, like, Breaking Bad's the best show I've ever watched, the best show I've ever watched. And he was like, have you ever seen Better Call Saul? And I was like, no, I heard it's good, but there's no way it's better than Breaking Bad. And I'm on season 4 right now, and I'm kind of there right now. I'm kind of like, oh, this is better. I never thought I'd be there. Like, I was like, there's nothing will top that, like, ever.
Who's the best character on Better Call Saul?
Mike.
Mike?
Mhm.
Yeah, Mike is pretty good.
Mike.
I'm a fan of Rhea, who is like, she has a great trajectory and turnaround that happens, especially when she gets more control as it goes
Okay,
on.
yeah.
Bob Odenkirk, all timer, like what a performance,
Yeah.
holds it down. But you got to watch the courtroom scene, and I was like, I wish I could go back and rewatch that.
That
So
was pretty good.
I was just impressed because I didn't think you were gonna have that kind of game. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out what are your other top 3 TV shows, because you mentioned that as at the top. What are the other like top tier ones for you?
So you're gonna laugh at me, but I've only actually watched 3.
Oh my God.
Because I watched Breaking Bad, I watched Dexter, and I watched Better Call Saul. That's it.
Honestly, not bad
I don't
shows.
watch much TV. If someone will tell me to watch something, I'm like, sure, I'll watch it. You know,
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's talk about this next week. Big week,
big week, last week.
last week. What are the predictions? What can you tell us to expect in week 5, sir?
I have some good matches. I have JJ, I have Chris Olivo, and I have Dom Lobo.
Those are some really good matches,
Some good
sir.
matches. I'm hoping to. The main goal is to put myself in first, just so I can not do the dishes for the last night, because I leave the very next day. So I just that night.
Well, hold on. You leave the very next day, so you take off before playoffs
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
make it, and then come back, right?
I'll come back like the 8th or something.
Okay. If that's the case, is there a wager if you win a higher placement than Christos for the season? Because think about this. He might have won the short term, but if you win and place better than him, do you have a wager for him?
I got this.
You got, what is the wager you think you want to do with him?
I'll think about it.
Oh,
It'll be
you
something-
can't tell me I
well,
got this and then like, I don't know what it is.
I meant I got this as in like I'm gonna do it, but like
Okay.
I don't have anything super crazy yet.
Okay, because dishes suck.
This is
So you just need to find something that's annoying enough that like hurts that part of his soul. So think about it like that.
You know how all the floor in Vegas is like black?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, he cleaned the bottom of all my shoes.
God, sir. This dude's coming out with like evil Disney villain punishments. Like, what are we talking about? You wipe this clean before you go to the ball.
Yeah, for real.
All right, sir. That is the camera right there. Tell the people where they can find you and watch along with you guys and your hijinks.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram at LandonBJJ. Thank you to my man Raph
Hey.
for the interview.
I got you, man.
Thank you to my sponsors, Level Black and Eric. Thank you to Team Dolmar. Thank you to Coach Andy. And most of all, thank you to PGF, because this is really cool.
Well, you should go enjoy the rest of your night, sir. This will not be the last time you and I chat.
Hey,
I pretty much can guarantee that because I feel like things are going to go well, and I look forward to seeing whatever remains for the next part of this process for you, sir. So go enjoy your night, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, Landon Elmore, your number 3, who unfortunately has to do the dishes tonight. I'm going to say this way. Look at this dude. Oh, man. This is a dangerous kid, everybody. All right, let's talk about this. We want to say thank you guys so much for watching all the action here at the PGF. That's going to conclude our coverage here for today. But if you want to keep up with us at the Bullpen, you can find myself and Tim back here live on Friday afternoon. We'll disseminate some of the storylines and give you some updates that we find out, as well as breaking down even more of the action that happened and transgressed here. Plus, we will be back on Tuesday to do a live pre-show that we will then re-air before Wednesday. So if you miss it on Tuesday live, don't worry, we re-air it right before the proceedings take place. So you come here, you watch 30 matches, and then you know better because you're here right now. You stick around for the post-show where you find us talking with some of the best athletes that are out there. Ladies and gents, that's going to do it for us. My name again is ESPARZA. I am of the Grappling Hour. My buddy Tim is of the Inside BJJ podcast. We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, and go support these guys. These guys are killing it. They're doing great work. We love you. It's been a great day for grappling.
A great day for grappling.
We'll see you back on the mats.